Hi, friends. Listen as I read what Jesus said. This is from the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus told the crowds more stories. God's kingdom is like the littlest seed there is. When it grows into the biggest tree, all the birds want to come and build their nests in it. Or let me put it another way, God's kingdom is like yeast. When you mix a tiny bit of yeast in flour, all of it is leavened, and the dough rises into bread. Or how about this? God's kingdom is like someone who collects pearls. When he finds the most beautiful pearl of all in the market, he gets so excited that he sells everything he has so he can buy it. Or this: God's kingdom is like a hidden treasure buried in a field. You would be happy to sell what you have so you could buy the whole field, just because it has the treasure in it. Or this: God's kingdom is like a net thrown into the sea that catches all kinds of fish. When the net is full, you put the good fish in one basket and throw out the rest. That's what will happen at the end of the world. Angels will come to sort the bad from the good. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Jesus asked his disciples. Well, of course we do, they replied, even though they didn't. So Jesus kept going. Everyone fit for God's kingdom is like the owner of a store who has a cupboard full of new and old treasures. Have you ever stopped as you are heading out of town and you're all packed up and you think to yourself, I know I'm missing something. I don't know what it is or where it is, but I'm pretty sure I don't have it with me. And then you set down what you have in your arms to look for it, and you walk in every room of the house trying to jog your overloaded brain into remembering what you need before you move on. Suddenly you see something that reminds you of something else, and you look for that, and accidentally you see what you had been looking for all along. That is a parable of the kingdom, much like the parables Jesus told. In today's gospel, Jesus is telling tiny little parables, which are metaphors of the kingdom. He tells them in rapid succession, so you can't take much time to savor each one, but they're loaded into your head just the same. Jesus reveals through these metaphors the characteristics of the kingdom. It's expansive, like the yeast which spreads to all parts of the dough and empowers it to explode with growth. It is treasured, like a pearl which is worth whatever it takes to acquire. It's transformative, a seed which is a little packet of hope, which grows and grows and becomes a haven for those who need shelter. And it's purposeful, like a net which does not discriminate and gathers up everything in its way. You'll note that the metaphors in the kingdom which Jesus talks about aren't about what the kingdom looks like, but how it acts. The image of the kingdom is not like a movie set with pearly gates and clouds and golden streets. Instead, there is growing and gathering and searching and finding. Jesus is saying that the kingdom is about us here, ordinary people surrounded by ordinary things, holy people surrounded by holy things. Jesus came into a world full of both ordinary and holy. Jesus wants us to see that connection between ordinary and holy inside ourselves and between creatures in God's creation. And I think he would have wanted us to continue that creative exercise of metaphor spotting in our ordinary lives today. The kingdom of heaven is like a warming blanket given to you after you've come out of surgery. When it's placed on you, there is no part of your body that is not grateful. The kingdom of heaven is like Dorothy walking from the black and white world of Kansas into the Technicolor of Munchkinland. The kingdom colors everything you do and everything you are. Faith is like planting a garden in a desert valley. Sin is like a washed-out bridge that as we walk down the path that God has set before us. Unless we deal with it, we can't keep moving forward. Forgiveness is the repaired structure which allows us to continue on our way. Faith is like jumping into your uncle's arms as you run to him, remembering that the last time you did that, he caught you as you jumped. Love is like a mama dog who takes in some orphaned kittens and feeds them as her own. Metaphors allow us to look around and stretch ourselves and our relationship with God over what is right in front of us. When we let Jesus' idea of the kingdom shape our idea, we can find holy meaning everywhere we look. When we are transformed by that meaning, we become agents of transformation for others searching for the holy. We use ordinary things to describe holy things because that's all we have. And we can access both ordinary and holy things because by the grace of God, we are both. Please pray with me. Lord, open our eyes to your work in the world around us in the most ordinary and holy of ways. Amen. God bless each and every one of you.